Hi, this is Urban Africa, your podcast on topical urban issues. And I am your host, Patadolwa. Today, speaking to you about the Republic of Congo, otherwise known as the Democratic Republic of Congo, or in French, La République démocratique du Congo. An interesting destination, if you like, one of the most amazing countries in Africa, a jewel on the planet Earth, but one of the most complex of societies one can think of. And when we describe the Congo, invariably we are speaking about a territory that covers 2,340,000 square kilometers of land mass, a vast territorial space by any definition, a huge country, only the second largest and probably one of the 8 largest countries on the planet Earth. We're talking about a country with a population of about 102 million people, a huge reservoir of human resource. We're talking about the capital of Congo, Kinshasa, in 2023 with a population of 15 million people, by far the largest city in Africa by population. That's Kinshasa for you. It seems like the Congo has so many fasts to its credit. Very interesting. We're talking about a Congo whose mineral resources are difficult to fathom. A Congo that has cobalt, coltan, copper, gold, diamond, oil, and even limestone in vast quantities that actually defies imagination. That's how we define Congo. A definition very few countries would have. We're talking about a Congo whose arable agricultural land covers a whopping 80 million hectares of land, if you like, about 200 million acres of arable land, capable of feeding a population of 2 billion inhabitants, essentially feeding the entire population of Africa with more to spare for export to the rest of the world. The breadbasket of the continent of Africa, and indeed the rest of the world. That's the Congo for you. Invariably, we are talking about a country with 500 million acres of rainforest, of all kinds of timber species and animals and biodiversity. Incredible forest resources like timber, hardwood, we're talking about a country with the river Congo, the deepest river in the whole world, 2,220 meters deep and a length of 4,700 kilometers, with a discharge of 41,000 cubic meters of water per second into the Atlantic. That's the River Congo, the second longest river in Africa, only after the Nile. We're talking about a hydroelectric potential of the River Congo of 150 gigawatts of hydroelectric power capacity. But in other words, 150,000 megawatts of electricity compared to the Renaissance Dam recently completed in Ethiopia. The Congo River has a capacity to produce 30 times the plant capacity of the Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia. And can essentially supply the entire demand for electricity for the continent of Africa. That's the River Congo for you. I don't know how they describe this. In English, incredible. In French, incroyable. In Kiswahili, perhaps, ajabu sana. And in Kiluya, my mother tongue, mago, mago, mago. Because there isn't an expression for it in Kiluya. Not quite. That's the amazing Congo for you. So the economy of the Congo River, amongst others, comprises of transportation, fisheries, and a huge amount of aquatic biodiversity. Water, just to mention but a few things. But still largely a very underdeveloped economy. In fact, the underdevelopment of the Congo River actually summarizes the incredible underdevelopment of the resources of the Congo. Not the forest resources, not the riverine resources, not the arable land, only 10% of which has been exploited, not the human resource capacity. 102 million people in the Congo, not a bustling Kinshasa, 15 million people strong. And that really brings us to the crux of this matter. And the question is, with a resource depth of this magnitude, with a territory this incredibly endowed, what is the reason the Congo is underdeveloped? Not that I have an answer, but I would like to throw some spanners into the works and ask a potentially controversial question. Some people won't like it, but this is for the sake of this discussion. What would Mao Zedong do with a resource like this, the Congo? What would Deng do with a resource like the Congo? And what would Xi Jinping do with a resource like the Congo? Because this is what China was a few years ago, a short 50 years ago. This is what China was. What would Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore do with a resource like the Congo? These are the pertinent questions that we have to ask ourselves of and about the Congo. Because the time is now to ask these questions. And I want to implore the people of the Congo to begin to ask themselves difficult questions. For example, why the Congo is considered amongst the 10 poorest countries on the planet Earth. Why the Congo is ranked along with Haiti, Somalia, Burundi, and so on and so forth, notwithstanding its incredible wealth, is the Congolese complete the process of electing a leader. It cannot be, because there is a political timetable that requires them to observe the democratic process of electing their leaders. But it is because the Congolese must find a pathway to development and a leader who has a vision to answer the questions that I have been trying to put to them this afternoon. To me, the elections in the Congo should be about the questions that I've asked and not necessarily about politics. Because the Congo has been let down far too many times. But the Congolese must not always wait for the rest of the world to rally around them. The Congolese must begin to lead the way, and we shall follow.